My father and I had a complicated relationship for most of my adult life. He was a man shaped by a generation that did not have much of a vocabulary for emotion, not cold exactly, but contained. He expressed love through provision and advice, and I expressed it through words and presence, and for a long time, those two languages did not translate well to each other. We had arguments in my early 20s that left residue neither of us knew how to clean up. There was a period of about 2 years where our conversations were polite and shallow, the kind of conversations you have with someone you do not quite trust yet. I always intended to address the gap directly. I had whole conversations planned out in my head, what I would say, how I would say it, the specific things I wanted him to understand about how I had felt growing up. But the right moment never seemed to arrive. The visits were short, the atmosphere was fragile, there was always something easier to talk about instead. When my father had a cardiac episode at 61, it was not fatal, but it was serious enough that for about 4 hours before we had any information, I sat in a hospital corridor and thought very clearly about what would be left unresolved between us if the outcome was different. He recovered well, but I did not recover from those 4 hours for quite some time. About 3 months after he was discharged, on a quiet evening at my parents' house after dinner, I stayed at the table after everyone else had moved to the living room, and I said the things I had been rehearsing for years. I told him what I had needed as a younger person that I had not received. I told him I had not always felt seen by him. I also told him, and this was the part I had not fully planned, that I understood more now about why, and that I was not looking for an apology so much as I was looking for him to know me a little more truly. He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, haltingly, that he had always been afraid of getting it wrong with me in a way he had not been afraid of with my brother. That he had kept his distance partly because he was not sure how to be what I needed. It was not a complete healing, but it was a door opening between two people who had been standing on opposite sides of it for a decade. I was 30. My father is 64 now, and we talk every few days. I will not pretend I am not aware that every conversation is a small gift I almost did not give us,